I was clinically diagnosed by a Lyme literate medical doctor, what we call an LLMD, and I was lucky enough to also have a CDC positive test. I also tested positive for the co-infections babesiosis and ehrlichiosis, and my doctor also suspects that I had Bartonella. If you had a standard Lyme test come back negative, but have reason to believe that you do in fact have Lyme disease, see a Lyme literate medical doctor. They'll make a clinical assessment, likely do more specialized tests, and probably do tests of certain biomarkers that may help them figure out if you have Lyme disease. Here's an important fact that not everyone, including some doctors, knows. Lab tests alone cannot definitively say whether you do or don't have Lyme disease. Unfortunately, no. If you've had Lyme disease, your long-term antibodies, called IgG, will likely continue to show up whether your infection is active or not. Antibodies of acute Lyme infection, called IgM, could mean your old infection is still active, or they could mean you have a new infection. As a result, most doctors don't use tests to determine whether your Lyme infection is cleared or dormant. They go by clinical symptoms. Other biomarker tests, like inflammatory markers and immune markers, can help them determine how active your infection is, but currently there's no direct test to determine where your Lyme infection stands. Absolutely. Even though tests can't reliably tell whether you have Lyme disease or how active the infection is, it's really important that your doctor does regular blood work to determine how your tick-borne infections and your treatments for them are impacting your body. You may get depleted of certain nutrients, your inflammatory markers could be high, or you might show anemia. I get a complete blood count, called a CBC, and comprehensive metabolic panel, called a CMP, every 2 months. When I was acutely ill and on intravenous antibiotics, I had my blood drawn every week. My doctor also does specific tests for markers that have been off for me in the past. For example, my ferritin levels were recently low, so I needed to take an iron supplement for a little while.